What do you think the effect of superhero or the heroes that we see on TV or the famous people, do they have an effect on us? Is it negative or positive? This is what we will be discussing. Please stay tuned. Previously, we talked about Superwoman and Superman. Now, we want to talk about superheroes in general and their effect as role models. I remember when we were kids, there was a show on TV about an incredible man who can fly and jump from height without breaking his legs. One of our friends in the neighborhood climbed the wall of the house and threw himself, thinking that he can do it. That's just an example of how superhero can affect us and can influence our way of thinking and our belief system. It could be in a negative way, and it could be in a positive way. Let's look at the negatives, for example. There are now trend for people that their role model is the villain, is the person who is not good. And there are communities are making, similar, issues to be like, or their role model is that villain. That's not a good role model. Actually, the essence of the movie of having the hero and the villain is to, show you the qualities of the hero, the good qualities of the hero, so he can be our role model, not the villain. And that is really very important, especially for kids. See, children up to age 7, they don't have any consciousness in their brain. They are willing to take anything for granted. They can take anything as is, raw material. It goes into their brain and it's fixed. It goes into the subconscious brain and it's fixed. So you want to show your children how to choose the right role model for them. And better yet, you should be the role model for your children. Where do we find our role models? They can be anywhere. They could be in books. They can be in the movies. They can be on TVs. They can be in the schools. They could be at work. They could be in the mall. They could be on the beach. They could be anywhere. And there are, not because a role model can be, sometimes you can learn from a homeless person. Somebody who you think he is or she is nothing, but they have some knowledge that you can learn from. So role model, it doesn't have to be any person or hero or superhero in particular. We can have our parents as role model. We can have our older brothers as role model, or even younger brothers or sisters as role model. So the role model is there, and we need to choose, and we need to select our role model based on our capability and our purpose, what we want. Because if you don't know what you want, how can you choose the right role model for you? Personally, I have so many role models. Some of them I didn't meet, but they are my role model. Some of them already died years ago, but thank God, they still have recorded material that I can see and I can acquire information and knowledge and behaviors from these role models that I have. So, looking at a role model, think of the values that your role model represent. Think about what's their purpose. Think about their why. And if you share their why, then they will be a good role model for you. And what I mean by the why is that they know what they're doing and why they are doing it. Because, many people, they're doing certain things, they know the what of it. Lesser people, they know how, but fewer people know why we do what we do. So people will love what you do because they know why you do what you do, and it's the same purpose for them. That is the blend that you want to find in your role models. Here I have some tips for you to select and choose the right role model. Number one is to check their values. What are their values? Many people can look very good from the outside, but when you know them at the deeper level, you see them totally different on how they appear, especially now with the social media. So you need to be careful. You follow the values, not the personality. Second tip for you is to realize that you are you as an individual, and that role model is that role model. Don't mix the two. Have your own individuality and have your own signature. Learn from your role model, but don't imitate. Imitation is not good. Learn and make it your own. That way you come more authentic. And no one can be the same. Sometimes twins, they are not the same. So don't follow blindlessly. No, have a mindful and follow what you want to follow and gain what you want to gain accordingly. The third tip for you is to always be conscious and to always be present. So you see and realize and observe certain elements of your role model, and don't only focus on one role model. Let's say I want to know about the field of AI, okay? And there are multiple experts in AI that I can use them as role model, and I can learn from them. I might even network with them. Now, I will see different type of role model, and I will gain different aspect and from different sources. That way, I might gain my own perspective according to the topic or according to the subject matter. That way, you are learning and you are growing with your role model. It's not what they wear. It's not how they behave. It's their, entire well-being. It's what they represent in this life. And that's what you want to follow. And the best role model for all of us is the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He is the best role model that we can identify. He was listed from a person who has nothing to do with Islam as number one in leadership because of the quality of life he used to live, the way he used to have relation, the way he dealt with people, animals, and plants. So we have the role model that we want to follow. Wish you all the luck. Thank you. We have talked about, type of role models, superheroes, villains, and many type. But my question to you, why don't you become a role model yourself? Have you thought about it? What are the qualities that you have? What are the behaviors that you have that makes you a role model? Think about that and decide from now that you must be a role model for others. And imagine a world that everybody wants to be a role model. Then everybody will work on themselves to the perfectionist level and to be angelic-like, so people will use them as role model. Take a paper and a pen and decide now and say, I want to be a role model. And what are the role that I want to play as a model? And how people can be influenced by me and by my action and by my behavior and the way I think, my mindset, and how I want to grow and how I want to help others. Take 5 minutes of silence on this and reflect on it and find out your qualities, and you might be an excellent role model without you knowing, or the people who are using you as a role model are not telling you. So it's good to know, isn't it? Let's work on that together and shape ourselves to become role models for our children, for our loved ones, for the people that we interact with, no matter where we are and how we interact with them. What will happen if you choose the right role model, and what results you will get? What will happen if you choose the wrong role model, and what results you will get? What will happen if you yourself become a role model? Number one, when you choose the right model, you learn from them the right stuff. You become more authentic. If you choose the wrong role model, you will learn from them and you will be not authentic and you will be bad as well. But when you become yourself as a role model, you will be reaching your perfectionism. you will be perfect in all aspects, because you will observe your action, you observe your thoughts, you observe your behavior around people and around yourself. And you will be acting in a way that is good. So people will follow you. And by acting that good, it becomes ingrained in you and it becomes habitual. You will do it automatically. You will do everything in a good way because you have decided to be a role model for others. I wish you all the luck.